Hey folks, Chuck Holton here. I'm in Cartagena, Colombia, and not a lot of tourists in this downtown walled city. Aside from locals, there are quite a few locals down here. Not a lot of foreign tourists right now because of the COVID crisis. But things are starting to lighten up here a little bit, and I wanted to come down and talk about some of the issues that pertain to the United States here in Colombia. But this is my first time in Cartagena, and I tell you, it's beautiful. I mean, look at the sunset back there behind me. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Really nice. We just had a nice dinner, light dinner downtown here. And I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about what I found yesterday as I came down here last night. And let me tell you, when you go to a really popular tourist spot, there's always those sharks that sort of gather around, and those sharks like to try to sell you stuff. There's always the guy trying to sell you sunglasses or a hat or something like that. And here, of course, everywhere you go in the world, you're going to find those people. I call them sharks. But the sharks here in Venice, the Venezuelans here in Cartagena, were unbelievable last night. I felt like I was about to get my arms ripped off. I mean, there's so many of them, and they're so desperate. They're desperate because with the COVID crisis, there hasn't been anybody to sell anything to, and they occupy the kind of the neediest level of people in Colombia, because they can't get regular jobs for the most part in Colombia, and so they are forced into these sort of gray sector jobs of selling stuff and to tourists, but there's no tourists. And so it's been just really, really difficult for them. Many of them have actually ended up walking back to Venezuela. Like I said yesterday, if Venezuela is your option, you're doing pretty badly. But I had no idea how bad it actually was. Not only are there prostitutes just everywhere down there, and some of them, I met 3 prostitutes who were under 14 years old last night. That's just heartbreaking to me. Just so sad. But people just desperate to sell you anything they can, or to help you in any way they can, or to do anything they can for a little bit of money. I actually took one family home last night from down here. I said, I want to know how you actually live. I see you down here in the nice tourist sector, but I know this is not your everyday life. So they said, well, we come down here every day and try to sell suckers. We sell those little sweets. They buy them by the bag, and then they sell them individually, and they probably make $1 off each one, right? And so they sell these suckers, and they have their kids out there selling them, grandma, mom, all the brothers and sisters. There's 15 of them. Well, it's about 12 of them, and then some babies. And they go out and they sell suckers all day long. Well, there's not a lot of people around who want to buy suckers from these people, as you can imagine. So they've really had a hard time. And so I took them to their house, which was quite a ways away in probably the most dangerous neighborhood in Cartagena, which is one of the most dangerous cities in Colombia, which is one of the most dangerous countries in the world. So that's a bad neighborhood right there, and it was pretty bad. I won't lie to you. It was pretty shocking to go into their house. Their little apartment is about the size of my hotel room here in Cartagena, which is right back there. One of those high rises you see back behind me over there. Actually, the gold one, if you can see it. And they had 15 people living in this house. It's the size of my hotel room. They had not a scrap of food in their house, and they just kind of eat from hand to mouth, literally. Whatever they make every day, they go buy a little food, and they take it home and they eat it, and that's all they have. They don't keep food in their house. Most of the 15 people that live in their house are children, and those children, just as happy and go lucky as any kid you'd ever meet anywhere. They have no idea how poor they are, and they don't care. And that's a good lesson. I had been sort of complaining about the fact that the water doesn't get very hot in the shower in my hotel over there, and I was pretty humbled after I saw those people's house. So anyway, suffice it to say that there's a lot of need here, and I'm going to be doing some more reporting on that, and then we'll be doing some other stories also while we're here. But I want to show you this sunset one more time because it's really getting spectacular now. Look at that. Oh wow, beautiful. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, and I'll have a lot more coming, so stay tuned. If you subscribe and hit the little bell button on YouTube there, it will let you know when I'm broadcasting live, because I've been doing that a lot more lately on the site, and so you can be notified when I go live. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.